Everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
So glad you're all here this evening. Tonight, we are combining a couple of experiences and events in the life of our community. And we're starting our service where we should have been this week with Yom HaShoah, a Holocaust remembrance opportunity. And to facilitate that, we're using what I found a couple of years ago called Hiksanut Haggadah. It's a Haggadah assembled by the Shalom Hartman Institute to highlight the Holocaust, to tell the story. And we'll be using some pieces of it, and you're welcome to take it with you when you leave. We're going to start on page 1 with a song. Eli, Eli.
Eli, Eli, shelo yigamer leolam, hachol ve'ayam, rishru shel hamayim, ve'rak hashamayim, tfilat adam, hachol ve'ayam, rishru shel hamayim, ve'rak hashamayim, tfilat adam. O Lord my God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart. Eli, Eli, shelo yigamer leolam, hachol ve'ayam, rishru shel hamayim, ve'rak hashamayim, tfilat adam, hachol ve'ayam, rishru shel hamayim, ve'rak hashamayim, tfilat adam.
So for most of us, we can say we were not there. But some of us were. And so on page 2, let's read together. We were not there. We did not experience or suffer it, and yet we take upon ourselves the responsibility to remember, and the commitment to remember responsibly. Even if I have no words and you have few, whether we are far away or near, whether we are close kin of theirs or distant, we assemble a place within ourselves, among ourselves, a meeting place, a convergence of memories. We are present now. We were not there, and yet let us enter this gathering to remember the Shoah that annihilated 1/3 of the Jewish people, 6 million women, men, and children. Let us recall the extermination decree against every Jew wherever they may be, against every human being for being different. We are all survivors of the extermination decree. Let us remember the Jewish communities that were scattered, uprooted, and wiped out from east to west, from north to south. Let us lament the murdered, light a candle in their memory. Let us confront evil, for at the entrance sin is crouching, then and now. And against it, let us honor and exalt the dedication of those who fought in the struggle for human dignity, of women, men, and children, and of the righteous among the nations. Let us praise the uprising of the survivors, the deported, and the uprooted. And then let us reflect and ask ourselves, how should we regard our being here today? In a place where there is no humanity, strive to be human. Let us hold out our hands and rise up. Let this gathering be our remembrance and responsibility. On page 4, let's read together, "These things I remember. I remember the fathers and the mothers, women, men, and children, speakers of all languages and dialects, who built their lives over hundreds of years, lives of faith and commandments, lives of Torah study, lives of poetry and tradition, lives of song and festive meals, lives of mutual responsibility and aid, lives of finance and work, lives of science and art, lives of societal improvement, lives of creaturelessness and creativity, lives of prayer for Zion. We remember their lives.
They are the
pillars of our existence. So much of the Holocaust is framed in the words of this next song on page 6.
Ani ma'amin, ani ma'amin, ani ma'amin, be'emuna shelema, beviat HaMashiach, beviat HaMashiach ani ma'amin, ve'af al pi שיתממע עם כל זה אני מאמין, אני מאמין, אני מאמין, אני מאמין באמונה שלמה בביאת המשיח, בביאת המשיח אני מאמין, ואף על פי שיתממע עם כל זה אני מאמין.
I believe with perfect faith in the Messiah's coming. Despite it all, I still believe. Let's go back to page 5. For all these things I weep together. Even if I have no words and you have few, our reach falling short and our language stammering, we awaken the memory of an ocean of indescribable torments, mankind's most enormous slaughter, with the very muteness of our lips and with a sadness that transcends language. For these things I weep. For the parents who were murdered,
for the
brothers and sisters,
for the
children who dreamed. For these things I weep. For the house that was destroyed, for the neighbors who betrayed, for the street from which they were driven, for the synagogues that were shattered, for the whole nation whose life was crushed. For these things I weep.
For each person, their world, and their mystery. For their loves, their despairs, and their dreams. For their study, their deeds, and their pains. For their memories, their anger, and their laughter. For each person and their life.
One of the greatest customs in many congregations is the lighting of candles in memory. Earlier this evening, I stood with my mother-in-law as we lit a yahrzeit candle for her mother, whose yahrzeit falls tonight. I think it was in 2019, actually 2020, right before the COVID shutdown. I had taken a group of college students from Davidson College on a trip to Auschwitz, Mauthausen, and to Krakow. And it was a very powerful trip for sure. We got back 4 days before the world shut down. And so our processing of what we had seen was over the phone. We couldn't be in the same room with each other at that point. But these were students, college students, who had never even envisioned the horror that you see when you're walking through the gates of Auschwitz. Each of us has our own sense of the Holocaust and the role it plays in our lives. Sometime this week, Dora and I were talking, and I think she said, "Do you feel like we're in 1930 again?" And I said, "Every single day I'm here." I do feel like we are caught in a loop. And the act of us coming together to light these candles is an act of rebellion, righteousness, if you will. Bringing our community together at times of challenge, whether they be historical or present day, is really an important piece of who we are. And so I invite you, if you brought your candle, to come on up front. We have a table. We have matches. We have a lighter. And light your candle. We do have a couple of extra candles up here if you forgot to bring one and would like to light one. There's a candle to light. That's not going to stay there. Light that candle that's not lit. So let's take a moment. Just sit in our space. Think about the path your life has taken, the challenges you face, the darkness you've encountered. And think about the light. It's the light that vanishes the darkness. And now with those candles lit, we light Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. It seems that we can never escape captivity. We've been through Pesach. We've talked about our own movement from degradation to freedom. And yet we know for 557 days people have been held captive, fighting for their very existence, seemingly forgotten by the world. Until all are free, None of us are free. Baruch atah Adonai matir asurim. Blessed is God who frees the captives. Let's turn in our prayer books to page 374 and rise as a community for Hatikva.
Kol balevav penima nefesh Yehudi homiya ufate mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia O lo avda tikvatenu hatikva bat shnot alpayim liot am chofshi be'artzenu eretz Tzion v'Yerushalayim liot am chofshi be'artzenu eretz Tzion v'Yerushalayim.
May the Holy One instill us with hope and a promise of a better tomorrow. Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. We have a lot of things to do tonight. And so we move from our thoughts on the Holocaust to our thoughts on Shabbat. And so I invite you to turn in your prayer book to page 26. Page 26. Yet gadol yet kadash shemei rabbah b'yom hadivrach yirtzeh b'yom nichmalchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'chayedecho bet Yisrael bagala bagala u'bizman kariv v'yimeru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam Mehamaya Yiparach Yiparach V'yishtabach V'yipar V'yitromam V'yinaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Nekudesha B'richu Leila Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata B'nechemata Damiran Be'olma V'yimeru Amen. Please rise on page 28.
Ya-la, ya-la-la, ya-la-la-la, ya-la-la, ya-la, ya-la-la, ya-la-la-la-la, ya-la, ya-la-la, ya-la-la-la, ya-la-la, ya-la-la-la, ya-la-la. Baruchu et Adonai ha-mevorach ha-mevorach Baruch Adonai ha-mevorach le'olam le'olam va'ed Ya-la, ya-la-la, 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 ya-la, ya-la-la, ya-la-la-la-la, ya-la, ya-la-la, ya-la-la-la, ya-la-la, ya-la-la-la, ya-la-la.
On page 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv arabim b'chokhma poteach sha'arim Uvitvana mishana itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, b'mishmarotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'hoshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uvein layla, Adonai tzvaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid imloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv aravim. On page 32. At the bottom, let's read together. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we reflect on them, for they are our life, and
doing them lengthens our days.
Never remove your love from us.
Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated. Continuing on page 36. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha
ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו תותפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם,
Adonai
אלוהיכם אמת.
On page 39, we read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
For the day when nations will be one at peace, then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
So tonight we are doing a new Michamocha. Not new to us maybe.
Right, new melody for us for sure.
It's on the blue sheet that was in your packet of stuff you received. All right? Follow along.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot, Nora tehilot, Osefele. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar v'kodesh, Nora tehilot, Nora tehilot, Osefele. Repeat after me. And the river is wide,
And the river is wide,
and the river is deep,
and the river is deep,
and the river is standing between you and me, and freedom, freedom, and we shall overcome one day. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar v'kodesh, Nora tehilot, Nora tehilot, Osefele. And the river is fear,
and the river is fear,
and the river is hate,
and the river is hate,
and the river is standing between us and the gates of freedom, freedom, and we shall overcome one day. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar v'kodesh, Nora tehilot, Nora tehilot, Osefele. And the river divides,
and the river divides,
and the river forgives,
and the river forgives,
and the rivers and us and a bridge to freedom, freedom, and we shall overcome one day. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar v'kodesh, Nora tehilot, Nora tehilot, Osefele, Osefele.
Let's turn now in our prayer books to page 46. Please rise as able for tefillah. Page 46.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah, Rav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal. Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim. Tomech noflim v'rofech olim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha bal gevurot, umido melach, melech memit umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, ונאמנה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעלוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
And let us all say, Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. Together on the top of page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace.
May
May all who hurt find healing on this day.
May
all who despair find purpose.
May
May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day.
And may this day fulfill its promise.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Mekadesh HaShabbat.
So the important task of any Shabbat moment is turning inward to our own prayer. Please take the next few moments for your own private reflection, be it on the light we see brightly in front of us, or something within our own lives. Please pray silently. Page 60.
Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam. 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 Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et Amacha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amacha Tasim leolam, Tasim leolam, Tasim leolam.
There are people in our world struggling day by day for traction in their own lives to move forward. We carry them, they weigh on us. It's hard for us sometimes. And so this Shabbat, we call out Joan Adler, Bill Ellis, Stuart Levin, Verna Smith, and Deanna Solomon, Aaron Kugler, Alan Levin, Karen Ellis, Judith Levy, David Belkin, Gary Habercorn Holm. And we add to those names the names we carry. And as we go around the room, if there's anyone you would like to lift up for a blessing for healing, please call them out. On page 253 in your prayer book, you'll find our prayer for healing.
Mi sheberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
May the Holy and Blessed One bring healing to all those that we have named out loud and in our own hearts. And may God find us in the week ahead and remind us of God's nearness. And may we sense God's presence as we walk through life. Amen.
Amen.
Stuart Huson, come on down.
Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to our members, guests, and virtual congregants. We hope that your participation in this Shabbat has been meaningful. let me share with you some upcoming events that may be of interesting to you. Please register to vote on the World Zionist Congress elections, which began on March 10th. You can register at www.urj.org. The future of Reform Judaism in Israel is at stake, and we are being encouraged to cast our votes for the Vote Reform Coalition. Please join Rabbi Lipper tomorrow morning at 9 for a Torah study. Due to a sanctuary rental, we will not be having a Shabbat morning service. Please plan to join us on Sunday for our annual congregational meeting, which will take place immediately following the religious school. We will be providing a light lunch of sandwiches, chips, and drinks. And finally, join the Sugarland Space Cowboys for Jewish Heritage Night on May 26th. Enjoy an evening out with friends and families. First pitch as at 6:05. Please join us following service for Oneg Shabbat.
And Stuart, we wish you a Nisiya Tova, a safe journey. He's heading across the pond again. So, one of the remarkable pieces about being a smaller congregation is that when you are a smaller congregation, you see everybody grow up. Over the years that those of you who have been around for a while have probably seen these young man and women grow up and embrace a life that is amazing and inspirational. And they may have been one of those kids that you turned around in services at some point and said, shh, when they were young. Maybe not. Not these guys. So today we take some time. You know, Judaism is a tradition where we move from emotion to emotion. And we started with Yom HaShoah and the meditation that was bringing into our lives and the reflection. And now we're moving into celebration of the students who are graduating our community. Now, we have other students, but these are students that have remained engaged and involved and active in the temple forever. And their graduation may leave a bit of a hole that we have to worry about filling. And so I'm going to call up Jason, our director of school. Come on up. Don't be bashful. They're your friends too. And I want to call up our three graduates. So Rebecca Fick, Natalie Hauser, and Ben Solomon. So, because we are all anxious to hear where you're going, what you're doing when you leave us behind in the dust, what's going on with you, Rebecca?
I'll come up here. I'm going to go to Oklahoma State University, and I'm going to get a BFA in musical theater.
Woohoo!
With hopefully a minor in technical theater.
Excellent.
I'm going to Texas Tech. Go Red Raiders. I'll be majoring in computer science and minoring in cybersecurity.
Wow.
Hi, I'm going to the University of Colorado at Boulder, and I'm majoring in architectural engineering.
Not snowboarding? No? Minoring in snowboarding. No. Get yourself a good pillow for your tush if you try it. So it is remarkable over the few years that I've been here to watch the transformation of all of you. You've been leaders of our youth group, tutors and teachers in our religious school program, Hebrew school, and you have really left your indelible mark on the students and the faculty of Temple Sinai. And for that, we're all proud. And we hope that you might come back to visit at some point, and that you might share with us how life is going for you. As I talked with my students at Davidson College a few years ago, college is different today than it was when I went. They actually have books and make you learn things. No, it's just different. And the pressures are different. And the challenges are different. And remember your core, your base here. And know that wherever you are, we're here for you. And however we can help you in your path forward, please never hesitate to ask. Now, the last time I think the three of you were up here at once or at all was for confirmation. And so I'm going to ask the congregation to rise. And we're going to go to the ark. Let's open. Okay. Who's ready to read their bar or bat mitzvah Torah portion again? No, not ready? Come here. I don't bite, I promise. Okay. So you've stood here before, you remember these things. They're the essence of our tradition. And we do a lot of blessings. We have a lot of blessings. The blessing that comes to mind right now, we're going to do a couple. First one is one I learned a long time ago. Baruch atem b'voachem, Baruch atem v'tzeitchem, which meant you were blessed as you came and joined this community and became a part of its culture and tradition. And may you be doubly blessed as you take part of us with you out into the world and use your lives to bless others. So, I remember these words too. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. May God bless you and protect you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God's countenance shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God always watch over you, and wherever you are, give you the greatest blessings of life, of health, of joy, and of peace. And let's all say, Amen. So, now that everyone's standing, it seems apropos, the ark is open. Let's continue with Aleinu. So, on page 283 in your prayer books, I'm not going to make y'all lead it. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gdula le'otzer breshit, shehu sam helpenu yached et shemo, v'gol aleinu lamlich malhuto, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim,
HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Thank you. Go on down. Let's continue. Shehunat hashamayim ve'yoser haaretz u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim imal u'shchinatu zo begobe meromim hu Eloheinu einod emet malkeinu efes ulato kakatuv betorato V'yadatayom v'ashivota el levavecha ki Adonai hu Elohim b'shamayim imal v'al haaretz mitachat einod v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai L'melech al kol haaretz bayomahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. You may be seated. So if you would take out your Haggadah and turn to page 11. We're going to go back to where our service began. We have lived in numberless towns and villages, and in too many of them we have endured cruel suffering. Some we have forgotten, others are sealed in our memory, a wound that does not heal. 100 generations of victims, of martyrs, still their blood cries out from the earth. And so many at Dachau, at Buchenwald, at Babi Yar. What can we say? What can we do? How bear the unbearable or accept what life has brought to our people? All who are born must die, but how shall we compare the slow passage of time with the callous slaughter of the innocent, cut off from before their time? They lived with faith. Not all, but many. And surely many died with faith in God, in life, in the goodness that even flames cannot destroy. May we find a way to the strength of that faith, that trust, that sure sense that life and soul endure beyond this body's death. They have left their lives to us. Let a million prayers rise whenever Jews worship. Let a million candles glow against the darkness of these unfinished lives. So we start by saying, our hearts go out to all those who have perished in the Shoah. The 6 million men, women, and children whose lives were sanctifications of God's name. This Shabbat we also call out the names of Bernard Hertz, father-in-law of Susan Hertz and Janet Hertz, Fred Brenner, father of Stephanie Brandt, Estelle Berner, mother of Karen Oliner, Jonathan Adler, the son of Lenore Adler and brother of Diane Adler, Sarah Morell, grandmother of Dora Lipper, mother of Mary Abalafia, Albert Schwamm, father of David Schwamm, Susan O'Connor, the mother of Frank Smith. Jerome Buddy Diamond, the brother of Joan Adler. And Harry Kovaler, father of Fred Kovaler. And if you have any additional names for Kaddish, please call them out. For all of them, we say Zechronam Levacha, may their memories be with us as blessings. Together we rise. As we read the Kaddish that is in our sheet, noting the English names of the concentration camps. Yit Gadol, Auschwitz. Yit Kadash, Lodz. Shema Rabbah, Ponar. Ba'alma Divarach Hirute, Babi Yar. V'yamlich Malchute, Maidanek. V'chayechon v'yomechon, Birkenau. V'chaydecho Beit Yisrael, Kovno. Ba'agalav Izman Kariv, Janauska. V'imru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabba Mevarach, Le'olam Olamei Lamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, Theresienstadt. Yitpa'ar v'yitramam, Buchenwald. Yitnaseh v'yithadar, Treblinka. V'yit'aleh v'yitchalal, Vilna. Shmei d'Kudasha b'richu, Bergen-Belsen. Le'ela, Mauthausen. Min kol birchata v'shirata, Dachau. Tushbechata v'nechemata, Minsk. The Amiran be'alama, Warsaw. V'imru, Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabba Min Shemaya, B'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael. V'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, V'yaseh Shalom. Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael. V'imru, Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and give comfort to all who are bereaved among us. And let us all say, Amen. Now, before we conclude with our closing song, a special thanks to the Brotherhood of Temple Sinai and especially to the Frischmans for assisting and sponsoring our candle project. If you received your candle and are able to make a donation to Brotherhood for that project, that keeps this project going. These things don't happen out of, for free. They do cost the community money, and your contributions make it possible. So please consider a contribution. We close our service on page 338 in our prayer books. Am Yisrael Chai.
Amen, Amen, Am Yisrael Chai. Amen, Amen, Am Yisrael Chai. Amen, Amen, Am Yisrael Chai. Amen, Amen, Am Yisrael Chai. Oh, David Chai. Oh, David Chai. Oh, David Chai. Oh, David Chai. Amen, Amen, Am Yisrael 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 Chai. Oh, David Chai. Oh, David Chai. Oh,
Mazel tov to our high school graduates and their families. And join us in the lobby for Kiddush. And